Hi there, you join me today as I'm going to be doing a little bit of a tweak to the Versys setup. I have upgraded my phone mount solution to the quad lock offering, and as you can see I've started to run out of space on my bars. This will obviously be coming off. So what I've decided to do is I've been on eBay, and ideally I was looking for a solution that comes across the top here on the bike, and I'll show you that in a second. But what I've gone out and found is this solution here, which gives me a bar mount that can be mounted across the top of the handlebar clamps in a different orientation, which is probably what I'm going to do here. So let me show you that in a bit more detail. At the moment I use this mount, which has a full case which goes around my phone, which goes to watertight and everything else, but a bit of a pain to keep putting the phone out of its normal case and into the case that mounts to the bike, which then clips into here. So I'm actually going to get rid of this, and this is the quad lock. Now I could put this straight on here and just be done with it. However, I find my bars are getting a bit cluttered. So what I was looking for is ideally something that would come out here and across the top. Now I've not found anything. I tried to make something, but getting a good mount solution on the side that doesn't vibrate the living crap out of it when the bike's starting is a bit of an issue. So what I found was this on eBay, which can then be mounted at the handlebar clamp to provide somewhere to mount the quad lock to. And that's the solution I'm probably going to go for. Does mean I have to relocate my Oxford grips. So I've got some 3M tape to do that. But that's where I'm going to start. This kit's supposed to come with everything I need, but we'll actually see once we take everything apart. Okay, so the first step should be just to pull off the current off the mount. I did buy more 3M tape, and that's come off really smoothly. Just going to tuck that away at the bottom here. And then this is actually, it's not peeled off terribly. And considering it's probably going to go back where it was, I will see. Now, let's just tuck this out of the way. These cap covers should just come straight out. Put them off to one side. We need an Allen key. So it has come with replacement bolts. They are quite a bit longer, but it does also have some spaces. So what I'll do is I'll take these out and then we'll see how this all kind of fits. So you can see there's quite a few mil there, but I do have a selection of spaces to go with it. So let's take the old bolt out of that one out. Now, I'm thinking of going that way round, because when the phone's mounted, it's got a decent amount of length. I'm going to plug my cable back in. That should all be fine. Yeah, let's try that. I think, say, there may be a slight issue looking at the speedo, but then I don't tend to stare at the speedo when I'm riding. It's more of a glance. I tend to go by sound. Now, when do these bottom out? In fact, they don't. So, do I even bother putting in a spacer? Is the height acceptable there? What I'll do before I proceed any further is I've still got everything else to tighten up here. I will actually get the quad lock in place. Now I've got the vibration dampener and everything else connected here, but I don't want the offset. Could offset down, but I think that's going to look a little bit odd. I think if I just have it straight there, that will be the best place. So I'll have to disconnect all of that. I think that position is good. I would mount my phone there, but I'm using it to record. we do the same side. So that looks like it's in a good place for the quad lock. Let's just tighten this up a bit more securely. And that is everything. I'm just going to remove the old Ultimate Addons. I don't remember what that was called. So nothing wrong with it, other than the case system itself is a little bit of a pain, because if you're using a phone case already, every time you use the Ultimate Addons case, you have to take your phone out the existing case. And the reason I have my phone mounted to the bars is for those times when I'm using it for a sat-nav. And it's frequently enough that swapping out cases really does get a little bit old and irritating. So that's the reason behind this. And that's everything. I actually think that's quite decent. Allows me a little bit more space should anything else to go. The other option is to put a crossbar across here to there and use that as a mounting point to give you a bit more space, which is something I could do. Now the final part for me is just returning this back to the way it was. For that I've got some 3M tape, which let me cut that up and put that on. And we're just pushing that down. At least that's a lot more centralized than it was. And again, I've still got plenty of slack. Slack out the wazoo. So at least now it's roughly parallel. Before it was offered a kilter which bothered the living crap out of me. The other option I've thought about was using sugaroo, or coming through a screw on this side to mount to this plate and bolting it that way. I wasn't sure about this clamp here, and I don't really want to make anything irreversible or clamp damage. But that is now secure. Yes, that's going to be a bit awkward to get to when my phone's in place, but I think it will work out quite nicely. So what I'll do is I'll end it here. You can see how it all fits and secure. That was only, I think it was £15, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong, it is a lot for this little bit of aluminium bar and the bolts, but I like the options of the spacers. I know I could have just got away with it there, but I didn't like how close my phone is there. And this gives me just that little bit more. What I might do now is also move my little beeline off to one side. It's quite nice having it there as a beeline. It gives me just a little bit of a glance in a direction. Don't use it too often, just when I want to explore something new. So I might relocate my beeline across, possibly there. But I'm quite pleased with the look of that. We'll see how we get on with time. All right, thanks very much.